Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
Eta, welcome to another episode of Wow, What a Week. Our guest is in the building. Nothing but respect for this man. He's gone from mic checks to helping kids cut their own checks. He's gone from bars to giving stars their stars on his online platform. He swapped the mic for Wi-Fi and cameras and opinions. He's an incredible man and he's in the building.
This is Wow! What a week. What a week. Celebrity guest.
Guys, I was going to give you a slick intro about this dude here. I was going to tell you maybe about riding in an E20 and that he's gone from E20 and made quantum leaps into V classes, but I'm not going to go that route. Please make some noise for Slikour. Sia Metani. What's up, my dude?
What's up?
Sometimes it happens that, you know what I call it code switching. When I am with rappers, bars just come out.
Yeah, clearly.
When I speak to a West African, a bit of pidgin English comes out.
Okay.
When I'm in the Western Cape, I use Xhosa phrases I never even knew I knew. So I apologize if I rhyme.
Listen, I mean,
I won't take up your time.
I'm firstly, I'm impressed. Then, people always ask me, "Yo, why aren't you doing the podcasting on?" And I said, I wasn't doing the podcasting because I'm a presenter. You guys are like my radio OGs. I'm like, I'm not like Thomas. I'm not like Fresh. I'm not that. I was just doing it because I wanted to tell music stories and
Absolutely.
nobody. But I even Scoop. I said, but I'm not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I cannot sit the whole day where I'm doing podcast after podcast, just chat. It's not who I am. I just love music enough that I just wanted to do it.
Yes,
but
sir.
then when the real guys who do it did it, I said, y'all get it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll step back now. And I told you about doing this when I was starting. I said, yo.
This was years ago.
This is years. I said. So this is what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to do it for the success that everybody's actually got now, because it's not my craft.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But music is what I really care about. So I just wanted to let's give music that thing. And man, guys are doing it, and it's just great to see.
So I'm going to give you a slick 10 before we start, just to warm up your brain a bit,
cool.
warm up your tongue and,
Cool.
and stuff. The first track that changed your life forever. It could be one you heard or one you were a part of.
The first track that changed my life was what got me into music, Michael Jackson, Bad. What got me into rap,
Yes, sir.
MC Hammer, You Can't Touch This.
Oh, wow. You know that in my matric year, because I think the was it the Hammer Time album that they just dropped?
Yeah.
We did Have You Seen Her at a school talent show.
That's my song.
My dog, we did Have You Seen Her at a talent show. I was in matric. I was 17 years old. I thought I was cool as hell. I looked back and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing?
Oh, what a joint.
Absolutely. First album you ever bought with your own money?
Maybe Crisscross.
Yeah.
Maybe Crisscross.
That was my first year in radio when that dropped, actually. Yeah, this was winter 1992.
Jump.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First person to believe in your talent. But you?
I never knew I had a talent. That's the thing. I was just making music,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't think I have first people that believed in my talent. I think that there's always been a tribe of
Sure.
people that believe till this day.
You're in a movement.
Yeah, in everything I do,
Sure.
So yeah, it's so many people.
Sure.
I don't remember.
Most underrated
But my
rapper.
parents, because they never aborted me.
You see.
There you
Exactly. That's the first start, eh?
Yeah,
the fact
you
that
know.
you showed up
No,
and they didn't look disappointed.
no, look, they surprised that I never. They're like, we thought you were gonna end up in jail, but we still kept you.
Absolutely. Most underrated rapper in SA right now.
True. Right now,
Yeah.
I think a rapper that's really I don't know if he's underrated now, but I'd always say touchline. But I think he's really breaking out of that. And
He's rated. Right
yeah,
now.
yeah. I think he's rated now. Yeah. Um, top. Yeah, it's a hard one for me to kind of think of.
Sure.
There's a lot still.
You can't say
I
both.
think a group that I think is underrated is Stino Lutweni.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, from Bloom. They give a lot of vibe. You
Yeah,
know.
tell us about them quickly.
Well, I first heard them from on the Kulichana Seba Buil. They're the ones that go. They bring a lot of vibes to a lot of people's songs, right? But they from Bloom, but I don't think they've gotten that thing that just like. I don't think people see them yet like they should be seeing them because they really give a lot of vibe. They're giving a lot of vibe in the raps and the music.
You have to pick one. Double HP or Pro Kid?
I'm a music guy. So it's gonna be Jabba. I'm a music guy. I love lyrics, but I'm a music guy. It's gonna be Jabba.
You have to pick one, AKA or Casper.
It's just that one is gonna see this.
And the other might haunt you.
The other might haunt me. What are we judging on though?
It's up to you, bro. It could be the swag. It could be the rap. It could be the business acumen. You decide. It could be the exes. You tell me, bro.
She's like, you are really a radio guy. Jeez.
You can do that for an hour. We'll wait.
You know what?
Yes, Mr. Politician, we're listening.
You just need both of them, though.
You can't. You gotta pick one, bro.
I'll give I'll give my strength for the one.
Yeah.
Okay, the one is I'm gonna get.
You're gonna get political.
Look.
Yeah.
AKA catalog, undeniable.
Yes.
Musicality,
Evergreen.
undeniable catalog. You know, it's proven, right? Casper, just groundbreaking. It's undeniable. It's like two different people. If we're just talking about music, we'd say AKA.
Sure.
If we're talking about really being bold and pushing the envelope, Casper. And that's not even a hip hop thing, just generally Casper. Yeah.
Okay. Hottest SK song ever, in your humble opinion?
I think for me,
Yeah.
my favorite Skwatta Kamp song is Story to Tell.
Oh, yes.
I'm from the east of the Rand, homeboy, with George Bush and the St. Domina Stain, homeboy. You know, maybe, yeah, because there was so much truth in that song.
Yeah.
With myself, I think. But I think it kind of really talked about, it really put together the Skwatta Kamp dynamic in our communities.
Yeah.
And it got some airplay somehow, some way, and people liked it. So
I think we milked every one of your albums, though.
Yeah.
Every radio station eventually found their own.
Everybody found their own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Story to Tell for me. That gives me like goosebumps still.
Biggest lesson running Slikour on life?
Stick to the script. Know what your plan is. Know what your vision is. Always circle back to, why am I doing this? Why? There's a lot of noise.
You know, I preach that all the time, that if you can find your why, you'll never lose your way.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't tick the why box, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if the why is there, then you have your direction. And often we don't do that.
No, not at all.
We're just vibing along, Jay.
I mean, but you know, I mean, I think when you don't know where something is going to go, like even like with every artist that loses their way and comes back, some never come back, right?
Yes.
Like all of us, I think all of us, when we do something we don't anticipate to become something, it's easy for us to, when people said, oh, it's dope, we go, oh, I do it for them then.
Ah, yes.
It's easy to jump on everyone else's perception of something. So with Slick on Life, it's been 15 years. There's been so much change, you know, in the business, like from not only from what people see from content, even from the business of media, you know what I mean? And I had to remember all the time, I sat and I did a podcast because I had the guts to think I could do what you do, you know, to do what Mac G does, what Dave. I thought I could do that just because of music. And I was like I look at guys who rapping on stage and I'm like, yo, these guys are really rapping, you know, like a guy like even like Pro, like was I even doing that?
Yeah.
You know, but I just love music so much. I find myself participating.
Yes.
But then when I feel that like the guys
Know when to sit down.
yeah. Then I'm like, okay. This isn't just his figgy. You know what I mean? Let me just, you know what I mean? Adjust.
I love what you say about focusing on the people that see what you're doing and appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because again, that's what I advise a lot of kids who are DJs, that sometimes focus on the one person in the crowd that is vibing to your stuff and see if you can make them go over the top.
Yeah.
Because now you've got a target.
Yeah.
Focus on that target.
Yeah.
And often I find that it works for me.
Yeah.
That, yes, maybe half of you might not be dancing, but the ones that are dancing are losing their minds, so I'm happy.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that goes for the world of entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it just goes for world of life and love. It's like we constantly stop loving ourselves because we always looking to be loved by the things that don't love us.
Yes.
And we want the things that love us, we ignore them. And most of the things that love us, the thing about the things that love us, they can scale.
Yes.
You know, if you're with a woman that loves you, and she loves you a bit, and she knows you, that can scale,
Yes.
right? If you're making music and it's not making money, but you love it, but you keep doing it, it can scale. That's the only, you see, we're not taught that love equals, if love equals scalability, you'll always be there.
Yes.
But we want that love that like is already scaled, but like that love is like doesn't really love us.
But also are not willing to make it scale.
Exactly.
It's almost like you want love that you can just heat up in the microwave and it's good.
Yeah.
You don't want to do the work.
Yeah. We almost need therapy to give us like therapy of scaling. Because I think if we have therapy of scaling from everyone, we wouldn't have the political issues we have from a leadership perspective. We wouldn't have the divorce rates we have. You know, we wouldn't have the, you know, artists literally would know. We wouldn't have the I need an advanced kind of attitude in the music industry, so I can just get the money, so I can be able to live a life like someone else who's basically scaled over time. Sure. You know, I keep on throwing a guy like Porter. I say, guys, you can't. That's like that guy has loved this thing, and this what we seeing, what we witnessing.
We're witnessing the tail end. Years of work.
It's the love that literally like is we see what scalability looks like.
Yes.
If you actually stay.
But we're also seeing resilience.
Yeah.
I remember Pori coming to an outside broadcast we did on YFM, myself and Tato.
Yeah, that's wild.
In 2003, we were out in Sunnyside.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it was Sunny Park Shopping Center or something. Pori came there with a demo and gave it to Cleo. Stars in his eyes. You could tell he was shy, soft-spoken, but he had dream in his eyes.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are meeting Pori that they only saw 5 years ago, 10 years ago maybe. But Pori been pushing.
And he's entitled to be whatever he wants to
Yeah.
be. He's entitled to give you a meme and tell you this.
Yeah.
You know, and
people,
yeah. And people don't understand that for a person to be able to do that,
yes,
that's earned.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's not a tantrum.
It's
me saying, based on my experience and years of pushing for this thing that I'm a part of right now, I can tell you how.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I think that's what South Africa keeps on missing, the the relationship of love and scalability.
Yes.
And love plus love literally like, and scalability literally really creates opportunity. So we all trying to get like the instant love
Yes.
and the instant attention, and those things are like, no. Don't you know that like this thing that works for even all the brands we buy? They've been 50 years, some are 300 years. You know what I mean? So we got to constantly remember that like the bodies that are in it, whether like brands that have been around for 400 years, you find that they family brands.
Yes.
They've been passed over. There's love there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
This was meant to be like a very rapid Slick 10, but we're still here.
Are we still there?
Yeah. Moment in your career that made you stop and think, Sia, you've made it now.
I haven't stopped.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped. I've reached milestones.
Sure.
But I'm having moments of Sia.
Which milestone was beyond your wildest dreams?
I mean, firstly, I guess, this like making like with my, although there were a lot of people that I've met and, I sold companies, but like really like me spearheading Slick on Life and like over a period of time and making it make it like over 100 million,
Yeah.
that's like a milestone, that's like wow, I've been spearheading this business for this period of time and it's turned over so much and it's created. So, knowing that like, I have without the academic, the business academic knowledge, but knowing that like I have I'm able to do that, and I'm also able to listen because I had a lot of people who were showing me things and teaching me things, and just coming from where I am from, where I wasn't the best job I got paid me 3,000. That's and
Where was that?
That's when I was working at Xerox at Wits, and I was a runner, literally like helping with printing computers and everything else,
Now you're printing money.
No. But you see, I'm not even. But I also had to throw away everything I know about Slick on Life.
Oh, yes.
That's what people don't know. Part of the reasons why.
So how did that happen?
Like what?
Throwing out everything that you knew already about.
I'm in the process of like now repackaging it.
So like a rebirth almost.
Yeah. It's just like it's the like what I built, over 10 years. And this is why I say you reach milestones. You could build a business that can turn over that, but it's still disposable.
Yes.
So the biggest thing for me was throwing away is like the whole of last year and this year is throwing away everything I know about Slick on Life.
Yes.
And to think of like, what does a new business within the Slick on Life realm look like? It's what I've been doing. And funny, I've only started pitching that last week also,
When your company is going through a rebirth of sorts, that can't happen without having to kill something in yourself.
Woo, right?
What would you say that thing is that you either had to kill a bit of in yourself or unlearn?
I had to, firstly, I had to realize that, I know everybody is special, but I had to really like accept that I'm special. I had to really, in order for me to do greater work, I had to know that I am special.
So step into your light.
Yeah.
Because often we are in the spotlight, but we're like this.
Yeah.
Almost like the light is here.
Yeah.
As opposed to, yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
What do I need to get done now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I do also talk about Slick on Life, I go, it's also important that like when I only have a computer engineering degree. I never did business. I never did anything. And I'm not even a musician. I can't, I've got a piano at home, but I play,
Yeah, and you're playing Mary Had a
Yeah,
Great
you know what I
Day.
mean? People come to me and
It's a
say,
dope tune, though.
yeah, people come to me and say, like, you play? I go, I rap.
Yeah. I rap on the piano.
Yeah, but like, but I think, the thing that, sorry, I digressed. You asked the question, what I killed, right?
Yes.
Firstly, I had to remove myself from everything.
Okay.
I had to stop thinking that, but we all have that self-awareness.
Yes. Self-importance almost.
Self-importance, or I'm humble, but but I always have to. So so, and it's still a thing.
So you deflated your chest almost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, and you remember, I'm not a guy who goes around like I got an S on my chest.
Sure.
But I had to find my level of ego.
Yes.
Not, it was, you humble. I had to do the work to find this is your level of ego.
Because it's there.
Yeah,
You might not see it, but it's there.
Yeah. I had to find my level of ego. I had to, and faith also, like we put a lot of strain on ourselves, but immediately when I started like, I said earlier on that I'm a born again, but the thing that really like pivoted me is that when I started reading the Bible, I said, yo, this guy's been going through a lot of things. And I said, but I can see I'm going through this. So when I started seeing so many similarities of what people are going through in like hardships, in relationships, in the things they want, in temptation, and I started going, I've been living my life all the time under the yes, I'm spiritual, and my parents taught me this, but there's only one book that's like your parents, and I had to also like kind of, which is still a thing, submit to the book.
Yes.
And go, everything is there.
Yeah, because a lot of us even go to church every single Sunday, but it's almost just a tick box exercise.
Yeah.
Or we'll only pray because we need help.
Yeah.
Or we'll only pray because we're going through shit.
Yeah.
The other day we were talking on my radio show and I was telling the team how generally my prayers because I pray 2 or 3 times a day depending on how much time I choose to pray that day. But increasingly my prayers are just gratitude.
Straight.
Even where I feel like my tank is empty, I will still say, Ntate Modimo, thank you that I have a tank. Tomorrow I can fill it up again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Ntate Modimo, my tank is empty. Help me fill it. I saw so much gratitude that it's reshaped how I view myself and the world and my kids and everything that I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not begging for anything.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what I have because I know I can add to it. And sometimes you need an empty tank to understand how much you can fill it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's true. That's definitely it. And a lot of it is that gratitude, obviously, that like has been a big part of my life. I've also had to realize that everything I've done has been of my wisdom.
Yes.
Everything I've done has been, oh, you're the smart one from Skwatta Kamp. It's like I have even when I work in corporate, you're not like every other artist, know.
Yeah.
So everything I've done has been based on what people have. I've literally viewed myself, my strength from I've never viewed myself from, but what God is, who's God saying you are?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So immediately when I kind of removed everybody's, oh, he's the one who's going to come. Oh, he's not like the other artists today. Immediately when I said, but who's God saying you are? That's when I said, oh, okay, you like he's trying to chat to you, but you trying to be what everyone else. You're trying to listen to you're trying to rate your importance based on, you did this in rap. Oh, you did this in corporate. Oh, you made, So I was like, oh, nah, I gotta cut it. And then everything became like okay, the sky's the limit,
Yeah, the clarity is incredible.
Yeah. So
once you reach that level.
And also when you say, you pray like as gratitude, but there's also like we pray when there's challenges, but when there's also like these incredible opportunities, it's like, it's just going, is it the time?
Yes.
Is it what you want? Am my steps being guided? Because, one wrong step that's not guided impacts multiple steps.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I had to let go of a lot of myself. And I'm still letting go of a lot of myself. It's not like I've figured it out. You know what I mean?
2 more questions.
Yeah.
The one young artist today that reminds you of a younger you starting out.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
There could be none. That's also okay.
You know, I'll be honest with you. You know, an artist that he's not young, but someone that I thought that, yeah, you know, this guy's got that, I'm an outsider, but I'm gonna fight it thing. I felt Casper, you
Yes.
know, I always felt, I mean, obviously, I felt that if he was in a different time, you know, as in like it was a digital time. But I felt sometimes I feel like, you know, if I was the kid that I was in today's time,
Yes.
oh, these kids would be hearing
Yes.
because, you know, and so I felt that, you know, I was the guy who was like, I was filling up baseline when
Yes.
people like when we're like, who's gonna do an event then? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I was we were signing artists, we were sitting there doing the deals, you know, and I think that it's Casper. You know, the thing that I always judge, I'm like, what's your risk appetite?
Yes.
What's your, everybody's saying no, but I'm gonna say yes. And I feel that like that's no one has given me anything, you know, like no one has publicly co-signed and endorsed me and said,
Yes.
you know, this guy, and this is why we're gonna give him.
Mm.
You know, they like financial guys that people always go, yo, you must go speak with this guy. And I show them things and they reject my stuff. I'm like,
Yes.
you know, I'm rejected by guys that you guys are following on some, and then I really figure it out. You know, they're like, no, we don't think. And I go, whoa. So even till this day, with
Yeah.
my accomplishments, with building what I've built, like I'm rejected by people who are like, people say these guys are significant. But you know, the people that embrace me are never people who look like me.
Yes.
You know, the people who embrace me and plant and I do, and they say, oh, you did it. Are people who never look like me. You know, that's crazy.
Isn't that also the saddest thing, though, that we almost expect people that look like us to want to see us fly higher,
Yeah.
to be happy when you're flying higher than they are, to be clapping for you and mentioning your name in rooms that you're not even in. But likewise with you, I found that I get the most love from where I was not even needing it or expecting it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I've also accepted that like it doesn't matter, you know, and this might be a little bit like most times for black people, um, as long as they're a generation that got it from somebody else
Mm.
that doesn't look like them,
Yeah.
they don't see themselves with the capacity to do something that like is bigger than them because they already think they're big.
Mm.
You know, it's not their fault.
Yes.
You know, they still are submissive to where it came from.
Yeah.
And immediately when you show them something, they limit their minds also. So you meet up with the guy because he's successful, he's done
Yes.
what he's done, but he's also limited by his mind. But then I speak to someone who doesn't look like us,
Or his worldview.
or his worldview, you know. So sometimes I'm also like a bit sympathetic, you know. I once showed like I'd, you know, I'm also like getting in the tech space, you know. So I showed like one artist what I built, you know, and he saw it and he said, yo, Slick, tomorrow you're going to tell me that some white person put money into this and did that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And he wasn't being malicious. And I said, ooh, that's literally a reflection of how far you think
Yes.
a black person like you can go.
Mm.
So sometimes when we are speaking with some of our brothers who are accomplished, who we think that will see it, they are limited by, I also don't know how I got here, bro. Wait.
Yes.
But then you speak you speak to someone who's like got chains of people who've done it, and he can refer to and goes, I've seen something like this before, so that's why I can help this. Or this inspires me because you've been through so much, but you're still doing this. So sometimes, you know, even our most progressive black people, they are still they still like they still don't know how they did it, you know, and they will never take the risk to kind of go, ooh, this is, you know, that I did the great biggest thing, you know. So yeah.
Because I guess because my why is to bring and take people with me all the time.
Oh yeah.
It stops making sense to me if I can't do something and take people with me. So for me, it's always I need people with me, especially if it's uncharted waters, especially if it's rooms people like us have never been in.
Yeah.
But that feeds into my why.
Yeah.
You see, if that was not my why, I might have had a similar attitude.
Yeah.
That all mine. I don't want you here.
Yes.
And I've had this chat before about how someone had tweeted, black people are like crabs in a bucket, always pulling each other down.
Yeah.
And I generally used to have that same mentality until someone else said, but you need to remember that crabs don't naturally occur in buckets. They're just trying to get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crabs in their natural habitat, where they've never had to fight other crabs in a bucket, are doing their own things. They're crabbing. They're doing shit that crabs do. Whatever crabs do. If they're not in a bucket, they're doing that. And that because a lot of us have been in, whether it's concentration camps in the way of townships, or in an environment where if there's 100 of us, only 2 will make it out. Vele, I might have a mindset of scarcity. Vele, I might want to hide the shit I've done. Because it's unnatural how majority of black people on this planet have had to live. It's unnatural.
Of course. And that's why I say I sometimes have sympathy for even the guys who are really doing well. Because
also we expect too much from them sometimes.
And the other thing is also like it's just we cannot really be wealthy because we can't open up our minds from what we're comfortable with. You know what I mean? So I mean it's a journey, man, and I say love is love, and even the guy that doesn't help you, if you gotta love them too, and you gotta know like the context you come from, and you assigned to also do what you need to do, right? So also now when you start putting color to your help, that's when you start also putting like barriers. When you start putting culture, when you start putting like, these guys do this. If you start putting that to your help, that means that you are being conditional to how you need to serve.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So sometimes, even those guys are not the right guys that you need to speak to because it's also not their purpose. They're pouring somewhere else.
That why you don't fit in that why.
Exactly, and sometimes, the why that you have is that I'm always like, yes, we want to build people and grow with people, take people. I've got a line. I go, I just don't remember it by heart, but I just need to start from the top. I go, the world's energy is 2,000 years plus. With that in mind. And then it's 2000 with that in mind, and then you see that's why I freestyle.
Hey, Speedster, come help.
That's why I freestyle. This is a written verse. I wanna, but the world's energy is 2,000 years plus. Don't have enough time to wait for a close sound. With that in mind, I can be confined by a line. I'll open up the verse. I'll read it. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I read it?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also okay.
It feels like this is rap activity. Where's Rude Boy and Mosquito when you need it?
Another thing that I.
So I also like writing, by the way. This is I really love this. This is what I do, like for nothing.
And another thing that I've had to learn to do is, even if you refuse to help me, the day I do make it to that point that I needed you to help me to get to, I'm not going to be smug about it because we're going to meet again in similar rooms. But now it's going to be on my terms. That's why I always advise, don't be smug even when you make it. The very people that might not have helped you might be coming back to you now on your terms. And if you close that door, you've cut off a relationship that could be lucrative to both of you. So don't be smug about it. Just we have a phrase at 938, stumble, stay humble. Regardless of how high you're flying, stay humble.
I mean, and that's the thing, no one owes you anything. And no one is going to, your parents made you. You have a path. You made it out of everybody else. Everybody else that gives is from a place. And that's another thing though, also, because give a lot,
Yeah.
you know. But I think that like I think I give a lot. Let me just not,
Mhm.
you know. But I think that people think that giving is an entitlement,
Yeah.
and giving is not.
It's a choice.
It's a choice, you know. And I give sometimes knowing that I'm being stupid here,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But I know I'm being stupid here.
Yes. Or I haven't learned my lesson.
Not even that, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm giving because um I see that let me just let this thing pass, but I know I'm being stupid here.
Yeah.
But there's a lesson to be learned, and that person will learn the lesson, you know. I got my rhymes here.
Yes, sir.
The world's energy is 2,000 years. I'm not going to bop it like I actually knew it.
It
Let me
doesn't
just,
matter.
let me read it.
It's yours. You can do with it
You know,
the
I'm
hell
like,
you want.
the world's energy is 2,000 years plus. No matter how old you are, you haven't done enough. With that in mind, I can be confined in a line. Don't have enough time to wait for a cosign. I only see green, homie. That's a go sign. And here's my favorite line. When I'm hungry, I have me. When I'm eating, I have we. The dreams are all mine, but if we can all mine, for me, it's all fine. Peep the design. I tell my brothers I don't see color, but since we're investing in being Western, the African souls will never see resting. We human beings trying to be European, knocking each other's hustles just to be seen. I sign with SOL Distro, that's my distribution company.
Yes,
yeah?
sir.
Or sign with Oskido. We all claim we'll give you independence, but here's my repentance. Our systems are dependent on global white networks. Until DSP speak with us directly, we just cuss better deals, and that's just honesty. I'm saying that though, offering you a better deal though, Simon SOL Distro. But it's that, you know, like the whole thing. Skwatta Kamp wasn't born because we were selfish. It was being born because, you know, if you know, the studio was in my mother's house. The dreams are all mine, but if we all eat, then for me it's all fine. You know what I mean? And that's really like the thinking
Yes.
in my head and in my heart. And but you got to know that some people don't know how to receive. Some people don't know how to take what they've received and build and collaborate and say, you know, some people receive and run.
Yes.
You know, you know, when you give, you start learning the traits of how people are
Some
when
people
you give.
receive with their left hand, and they see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, you know. So but who are you?
Yes.
You are like the giver.
Yes.
So you cannot change who you are, because then you can't sleep at night. Do you know what I mean? So we're not here because I'm here because, you know, I talk about the fact that like I'm in tech, yes, but you know what's happening when I'm in tech? I'm going to a meeting with somebody tomorrow who's going to teach me something that I don't know.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that someone is giving me. You might see me and go, oh, it's like, but you know how many people are giving me knowledge, time, space, like, and they're giving me that, but I believe that they give me that because I know it's going to multiply to the people that I'm already, who come to me also. You know what I mean? So I'm not like the giver. So many are giving.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
Well, since you've opened the SOL Distro chapter,
Yes, sir.
100% royalties.
Yeah.
What's your revenue model that you're able to say, keep everything?
We on a subscription model.
Yes.
So we on a subscription model. If you sign up subscription, you pay a monthly or yearly. That's another thing about us. You could do a monthly subscription. And I think generally it's yearly.
Okay.
We pay you directly into your bank account, whatever bank. You don't have to have another account with whoever else. Unlike all like these distribution companies, you can say you buy a package and you can call us. There's someone you can call and guide you through it. So what's happening with the artists is that they're getting into these platforms. I mean, I was having a chat with an artist. He's like moving his stuff to us because he's probably gone gold in the wherever he's distributed, and he goes, who's going to give me the plaque, because it's an international company.
Yes.
Now I want to go release again and pitch. So how do I? And when I say it's an international company, I mean that they literally did it online only. So it's things like like that, where we kind of go, how do we bring the human touch to things? And on top of that, what people kind of miss with our music is inventory.
Yes.
This is why, you've got a freemium account on your streaming platform, and you've got a freemium account on your video platform. You already know them, because our music is inventory. But like, the reason why we cannot like capitalize on the inventory of our music is because we always hand it to other people.
Yes.
So if we actually like start doing the deals with the musicians, and we kind of go, the music is the thing, and we build like a network of musicians, then that becomes the inventory.
Yeah.
And now we could speak to business and go, engage with us with this inventory. Because if Fresh literally, like, because I was actually, funny enough, I was looking at the Fresh House flavors because I was looking for trying to sample something.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I play a Fresh House flavor on YouTube, I get an ad thrown at me, but like, I can't even access Fresh.
Yes.
I can't even extend that relationship with Fresh. So essentially,
the nuance I need for where I am from, it does not exist.
Not at all.
Yes.
But trust me, that platform though, that streaming platform has that in the States. So wherever they were born,
Yes.
they have that facility or that so in this country, we literally just sit there and let money move from the table, and not actually like go, yo, Fresh, so and so wants to do this. They already buying directly through us, so we could put it on your music, and they could also want it. So we're not connecting the dots.
Yes.
Because we're not coming together as a collective, right? And so our SOL Distro business is not even just about like, oh, we're distributing music. It's about, what do we look like as a collective? And we've got over 200 artists. We've got over 1,000 songs. We've reached over 1 billion people. That's our songs have been engaged over 1 billion times.
Yeah.
Now that's a collective that's contractually assigned or licensed, like SOL Distro,
Now, you guys promise studios, video production, PR, editorial support in one place.
Yes, sir.
How do you avoid conflicts of interest between those that pay for your services and editorial credibility? And who decides who gets platformed?
Editorial is very complex, because you get thousands of songs.
Yes.
And most times you prioritize.
But I'm paying, guys.
Yeah,
so I expect it.
Yeah, most times you prioritize the people who are making most noise.
Yes.
And people go, oh, you always do. And then you also prioritize the people who are most consistent, and they also got good music.
Yes.
But they're not making a lot of noise. And then the guys who literally like they either not making noise, the music is okay, they're still growing, but they want to be seen. So those guys, sometimes there's a gray area where you miss them. So we say, you want to be seen,
Yes.
then you can pay a fee, because automatically when you pay us, then we have to reciprocate. But not only us, like I've also spoken to, what we say, we always come with the community.
Yes.
There's my brothers who do SA hip hop, okay, Mzansi, the DJ. I've spoken to all those guys and said, people might not just want to do like hip hop. People might want to look at all the other platforms also. And so how do we expand it? So that's how that would be done. So it's moving you there. And from the studio spaces, my dream for studio is that like the studio can be booked enough where we don't have capacity, and we can start directing studio business to other studios, because we don't have capacity in our studios, And the PR by default, I don't do PR.
Sure.
So what PR is, that's already a play for my community, that the guys and girls that already do PR.
Yes.
We just buy it, and then I just direct it to them. We take our commission. So it's really like saying that, how do we centralize ourselves and literally acknowledge that the music business creates a community. I'm friends with the PR people, like I'm friends with the studio people, like I'm friends with the blog people, like I'm friends with the podcasters.
Yes.
So how do we literally like how do you use that network, that if someone says I want to connect, we could just do it, and it's not about, I'm Slikour Live, I got to figure it out. Yeah?
So SOL Distro is a community and network that gives you no reason to step outside of it, depending on what you need at that time as an artist.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other day, I think was it early this year or last year, Black Coffee Foundation had a conference. In fact, you were there.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I spoke about on stage was how generally, especially as independents, we are very bad with data. But every platform you're on gives you data every single day. You've got data that tells you if your video went viral and you got, I don't know, 100,000 views, you know that 50,000 are in Polokwane.
Yeah.
You know that only 5 are in Durban.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? You're going to go do a show in Durban.
Yeah.
But you've got the analytics.
Yeah.
SOL Distro is big on analytics.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. But also, how are you guys planning on, I guess, protecting our data sovereignty as Africans? Because there's also that.
Yeah. I think, firstly, there's steps to data, right?
Yeah.
The steps to data is everything you just said now. Polokwane says this, but you go there.
Yeah.
It's, are we listening to the data?
Yes. Do we care we have data?
Yeah, and mara airtime yami iphelile.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
data and data.
Yes.
So the thing is, we need to. There's 2 things that we use in the data for us that's very important.
Yeah.
Collective data becomes so important because it allows us to sit in a room with businesses that look at data, right? Firstly, and then on those, that allows us to spill that over down to the artist and go, because your data says 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how you need to look at your data. So the importance for us for data is just how do we use data? Because yes, you got your streaming numbers, but like, are you sitting with and all these platforms give you streaming numbers, but like, how are we leveraging the data? So our big thing is like helping the leveraging of collective data. That's because the streaming platforms already give us the data.
Sure.
So I don't need to build a data system. So now how do I leverage it? Now, once we know how to leverage the data and now we know how to talk the data, we can sit in rooms that actually could consider spend based on data. Do you know what I mean? Not because I'm a cheater.
Sure.
You understand? And then after that, I think from an artist perspective, the reason why for SOL Distro, immediately when you buy a subscription on our platform, you get an email.
How much does it cost, by the way? Just
I think our cheapest monthly one is $1.25.
Okay.
And I think the year one is $14.99. But like they tiered based on what you want.
So if I'm paying $1 a month, how many releases? How many times can I release?
As much as you want.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's that. So this is South Africa. Some guys we go $14, $14 is 300 rand. Some guys just don't have that.
They don't have it at all.
So
They don't have 10 rand to buy a loaf of bread.
Exactly, So that's why we're like, we have to make a monthly thing, right? So it's like $1.25, and in that, once you're kind of growing, we're also monitoring your data to bring you into like the space where we could like leverage your data with everything else we do.
Sure.
So currently, we've only been, it's actually like a month and 2 days that we've launched.
Yeah.
But we already like now engaging with business based on we've been testing SOL Distro for 3 years. I've been learning. Remember, I was out the music, so I was busy being an online person.
Yes.
So I've been learning music for the past 3 years with SOL Distro, but I hadn't launched it. So I only launched it like a month ago with the platform.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. So in that sense, also, I've now built a deck, and I'm now speaking to business about this thing that we're putting together. And we're getting a lot of good traction because I don't think anybody has ever done that.
Yes.
So I keep on saying, everyone is signed to or works with like a business that distributes music. We're an entrepreneurial business. So when you sign with SOL Distro or you work with SOL Distro, I'm the entrepreneur thinking, oh, so we got data. Oh, I needed 3 years for me to build to say that like we got close to like 1 billion engagement.
Yes.
Now but like year one, I couldn't have rolled out this. So I had to wait for this time. Now
So it was like planting bamboo.
Yeah.
You've planted it, but there's no shoot for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but like now, for the first time last week.
Yeah.
Well, when was my first like meeting with the business, a brand business, was last week. So this 3 years, and once I built that, what I did, I then went to I then had to like pay a proper strategist to. I told him my story. This is my vision, Baba. Had to pay a proper strategist to build the story so it can literally speak to the business because no one has seen that kind of business before. What I'm building in the market, so I can't talk it like my ways. That guys, However, I can't smooth talk it.
Yes.
I have to speak like the way they speak. So I had to then pay for that. Now, I'm saying all this to say people need to understand the number of no's that I have to go through on a daily, or just with my vision.
Sure.
And sometimes I just have to just switch it off and sit down and say, okay, just plan, put every day, sign, do this. And you just do one thing every day to lead to, we got close to 1 billion engagement on our tracks. Oh, now they're going to, of course, now they're going to listen.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because you're coming with something that has been tried, seasoned, marinated, and is ready to cook now.
Yeah. And
you're not coming with what we're trying to do. No, it's like, this is what we've done so far.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
And they're going to say to me, but the majors or globals have done this. I'm like, so I have to think about, okay, if they say that, what am I saying? Then I got to go. You see, I got to think about like the kind of pushback I'll get. So what am I? So then I go, okay, so what's my unique value proposition?
The importance of scenario planning.
Yeah, exactly. Then this is my value. This is my value proposition. Then I create a value proposition that, I'm not competing with like the majors. I'm not, I could compliment them, but I'm not competing with them. You know what I mean? We're not saying that we are shutting down majors. This is not a rule, like a takeover of some sort. This is just like a new path that we're creating. And it takes time,
Sure. Let's talk about the patience of, I know where I'm going, but I'm not seeing the results immediately. And a voice in my head might second guess what I'm trying to do, but I know that I need to wait for it to make sense. That 3-year period that you're building. Let's talk about your mental and conversations you're having with yourself in that period.
They weren't great.
Yeah.
They're never great. I'm like, no, what am I doing? But I think the one thing is that like who you have around you is important. The people you can bounce your ideas with is important.
Yeah.
The people who you need to have people that you can pour into without it feeling like we're having a therapy session. So I just realized that I've spent a lot of time on my own, and I realized and I've also just like over the past year, and I've also just like brought in the people that I want to bring in, and I just realized that it's just always been who I've had around me constantly that kind of has caused that sometimes like creates a lot of doubt talk.
Sure.
But generally, I do a lot of shit talk in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
In fact, in your book, you even write about self-doubt and having to deal with self-doubt.
Yeah. But it's, and this is the thing, like, I always have these ideas, like, Smacks was always around me.
Yes.
So Smacks literally was the guy who was like,
yeah, he was the dynamite deep groove kid you needed in your corner.
He was my guy,
Yes.
and I've kind of realized that I'm good like when I'm with someone that actually also like allows me to pour.
Yes.
Not only allows me to pour, but they can see the value of what the pouring does for them.
Yeah.
And it's because me without Smacks, there's no me. You know what I mean? And even when you are in a relationship or whatever, it's just about being in a place where like where both people, the pouring is reciprocal, right? So I think that like, it's there's a lot of doubt talk, but who you around keeps you going.
Yes.
If you guys share the same vision, if you guys see where you guys get to, that's very key.
Sure.
So yeah, so I think the talks sometimes they're not great. They're not great,
Now, with SOL Distro being less than 2 months old now since launch, is there any early data or stories you can share just in terms of like before and after? This is what the data is saying. Are there any early wins worth talking about yet?
I think the wins are not in data, but the wins are in my community. And when I say music, people always think that when my community, if you're a music guy, it's just that you're a DJ,
Yes,
you're a radio, but you're a music guy, you're a music. And that's what I thought when I saw the Fresh House Flavors. I was playing, I said, Fresh must have been wild. How can you imagine when he found these songs and said,
yeah,
I don't know what the excitement was like, because
yeah,
some of those songs are wild, in the early days. So, like, you're a music guy. When I talk about my community, I'm just hoping that my community is opening up. They're saying, okay, let's chat,
yes,
which is a good start. Business is saying, okay, let's chat.
yes.
So I think we're getting something. I think it's only been like 5 weeks. People are opening up. We're having these conversations, and now it's just trying to build the right team also.
Yes.
Because I keep on telling people that, like, when you work for music and musicians, you got to care for it more. Because there'll be days you gotta love it, because an artist who's Dina,
Sure.
and you're not gonna want to do this. With music is the one job that, not as a musician, even when you're working inside
Yes.
a music you gotta just love it so much. It's not a job of like, I'm gonna get paid, da, da, da. Yeah, you can get paid, but music, you gotta love it, because the person that you're dealing with, like, just you, Fresh, like, when you put it together, those compilations, there's a lot of love that went in that.
Yes.
People there's a lot of love. Even if the artist is whack, there's a lot of love that goes in creation.
And you felt the love.
Yes.
Yes.
So when someone talks to you, that's why I was on SOL Distro. You buy a package, you get an email that says, let's set up a meeting to tell us. So already we want to kind of show you that we know that you are probably like putting love here. We know you might not be making money, you might be completely whack, but we're gonna give you that love because we know that there should be love in this thing. And that's so that's a key thing.
Sure. I'm an advocate for your music doesn't belong in a hard drive, and that you must let it go.
Yeah.
A lot of kids talk about, I'm waiting for a record deal, there's never the right time. There'll never be a record deal for majority of us. So your best option is a SOL Distro, for argument's sake. But because I deal with a lot of DJs and producers, the first thing they're probably going to ask is, would it also be available on TrackSource? Would it be available on Beatport? Because a lot of the distros don't deal with a Beatport or a TrackSource, but that's where DJs buy, for instance, 12-inch edits. So that's where they buy the full cut, so that I can mix it. I don't want to buy a radio edit. Do you guys offer?
I'm gonna text someone. I'm gonna do we distribute?
Because if it's not on TrackSource or Beatport, then for me as a DJ, it might not make as much sense as it would, for argument's sake, a hip hop kid or an R&B kid or someone making soul music.
Yeah,
So I need to know that my DJ community can find it.
Yeah.
Because not everyone wants to download for free.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to fagaza your music. Other people actually, I want to buy a wave copy of your song, so I can play it in the best possible quality.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Let me see if they see.
While we wait, let's talk about safety nets for artists. We're dealing with dodgy contracts. We're dealing with ghost streams, fraud. What guardrails do you guys as SOL offer your artists, by way of advice, even about contracts, about not being taken for a ride or a puss for that matter? What advice would you give a 19-year-old kid who's got great music but not necessarily have a whole team behind them, as some sort of guardrail? Do you guys provide those services?
I mean, for us, we always say that, like, you have to build your equity.
Yeah.
For anybody to be interested in you. And how you build your equity is, by getting the music out there.
Yes.
And if your music is actually like truthful, someone is gonna like it.
Yeah.
And if your music, because music is actually saying what I can't sing.
Mm.
So if you did it right,
Yeah.
you're gonna be a success.
Sure.
If you did it right, you're gonna have a tribe that follows you, that grows, that talks about you.
Yeah.
You know, if not, if you never did it right, then people are gonna go, yeah, that thing sounds like Ghana. I
Yes.
think I'd rather listen to Ghana.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're doing it right, you must constantly get the music out. Firstly, second to that, don't wait for a deal, because you like the thing about music is that you're an orator. When you're a musician, you are like the one telling the story. So no one must tell your story. So when you literally get yourself in that vulnerable position where someone tells you your story, that's when you're gonna get yourself in the wrong deal.
Sure.
You know. So what we do practically though is that we've had artists that like have been with us and go, yo, I've been called by a major 1, 2, 3, 4. We go, okay, cool. Let's see what they're giving you if you don't mind this for an agreement. Guy shares the agreement. We go through the agreement. Cool. We go, well, this is what this agreement. This is what is there. And we just fair, right? You know, and the guy goes, okay, cool. He goes and we go ask these questions and these questions. When he asks those questions, he doesn't get a response that he likes.
Yes.
And he makes a decision and goes, let me stick here. Or alternatively, he goes and he asks those decisions.
Yes.
He gets what he doesn't like and he still goes and he signs. You know what I mean? So you cannot really it's about the person at the end of the day, you know, with regards to what they want. Other people just want to say, go home and say, I've got this from this global company. Other people want to go, you know what, my music career is growing, and when the company comes to me, they have to come on my terms. In fact, I'm just from a meeting now, and with the major, which is interesting because I'm also going, you know, we might get guys who kind of reach a ceiling where you kind of go, how do you what do they bring that we can literally like kind of go, let's take them to that level if that is that conversation. Because other people could also be like, I say sometimes you got to be useful to people enough to see when you're not useful anymore.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm now thinking of, when guys get to that level, what do we do? Who are the guys that I'm speaking with in that world, in the world of majors, where I can, when they go, yeah, I'm moving, I can go, no, I know that deal. We can trust that deal. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But you would guide a youngster who feels, I'm in an ocean of sharks here.
That's what our business is about. Our business, I say we do more counseling, you know, than actually like than anything else. You know, if there was music counseling, we'd be like running the world.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, so that's the purpose of our business, is to have someone. It's like now I'm texting someone that knows I don't know it all. I'm texting someone that knows better.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We know you're late for your meeting already, so I'm gonna have to wrap up and
Yeah.
get you ready. But even if they don't answer right now, my advice is, if you guys are not distributing to Beatport and to Traxsource, please add them.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of DJs, that's another avenue that they could make money, that they could get their music to other DJs that are willing to buy the music. Because there are still DJs out there who insist on, I want to pay for the song.
I'm going to be rude.
But please give it to me.
I just want to make sure.
Okay.
TJ, I'm sitting here with Fresh. Do we distribute our music to Traxsource and Beatport? I'm sitting here with Fresh. I'm on an interview. Do we distribute our music to Traxsource and Beatport?
It depends on the genre. If it is dance music, we do. But if it's not, we don't.
Okay. But if I am releasing dance music, you guys do.
Yeah.
Okay, no, done. I'm gonna do my next release with you guys then.
Oh, you serious?
No, done.
Okay.
That's all I needed to know.
Okay, cool. We gone. Let's make it happen, you know?
Yeah, no, done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fire, man. That's fire. Yes, appreciate that. Look, SOL Distro wasn't even the difficult business. And we got to close, but I tell you, we'll have an offline conversation, but there's other stuff that like
Mm.
what we're trying to do. You asked a very important question about data
Yes.
and the leveraging of data. So
Mm.
when I look at our ecosystem, it's not only music, but it's also the experiences also, you know. It's the transactional aspect of it.
Sure.
So SOL Distro is our first kind of step in really like playing the tech space and the next thing, and it's really kind of us trying to own our spaces and our data of the transaction of the people that consume our stuff.
Yes, sir.
That's why you'll see there'll be finance coming in. You know, we already like have the deals for that. This is next year. There's a big dream, man.
You're building.
I'm building, and I've waited 3 years for this.
I was going to say, because you're patient, you will build big and go far. Because most of us are not patient enough to plant a bamboo seed, because we know we'll only see the shoot in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And it's those that are willing to wait a couple of years that often have the most to reap from their sowing.
Yeah.
And that's why I guess a lot of businesses will look at and we think that's an anomaly. Sometimes it's not an anomaly. It's just someone who was patient enough to stay the course.
Yeah, yeah. And I look, I use Porian as an example.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like he's an institution but he's an individual who does what he loves and he's stuck to it.
Yeah.
And he's where he's at, you know.
And you can accuse Pori of going with the wave. That if the wave is going here, he's going to go there. The long and the short of it is he's got the ear and the foresight to bet on a winning horse.
Yeah.
Because I can follow the waves and whatever else, but if Pori is going to be collaborating with losing horses, then he's also going to lose.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So regardless, you can't turn around and hate on his ability to spot the winning horse, if that's what you're accusing him of doing. He's still betting on a winner and winning with them and taking them with his momentum.
Yeah.
So everyone wins.
But, you know, I also say there's complacency. People spotting means he's not complacent.
Yes.
Someone he's not complacent.
Yeah.
Because you could spot it and say, so what? You know, you can hear it and go, I'm doing this.
Yes.
So for me, I really salute like that. And,
absolutely.
And I say, if all of us in our individual paths have to choose the one thing that we say, this is what defines me.
Yes.
This is what I'm going to fight for.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to build. You know, that is the root of why Black people can't work together. It's because we're not choosing a fight.
Yes.
We literally being spoon-fed what we should fight for. That's why we can't work together as Black people. We're not choosing a fight. Immediately,
or a common cause, or a common enemy.
Yeah. And sometimes I go, you know, if you choose a fight, I already know what I can't do with Fresh.
Yes.
What I can do with him. I know when to call him. But when we don't choose a fight, we literally like go, Fresh, forget it. Everything Fresh, forget it.
Yeah.
But Fresh is like dynamic in different things.
Yes.
And that's why we're not seeing ourselves in how dynamic we are.
Sure.
We're seeing ourselves in the one thing that we are doing that we feel that yours intimidates mine.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
We're out of time.
Oh, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Any last words before we let you go?
I'm just going to say, I hope we could just let's shift our thinking to more on how we conserve our ideas and our ideas. My closing is that, you know, people are doing deals, 20 million rand deals, just off music and content. That means that money is going to be returned one way or the other. If we could do that off music, that means that like people and I want to say Black, but people who look like us literally can bring value through what we think. You know, others can do it through maths.
Sure.
Others can do it through building planes in Germany, but we can do it through what we think. And immediately when we start valuing that, and we start planting a seed to grow, and we start saying, how do we own the ecosystem?
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, them Germans and them Japanese cats who build stuff, for them that's like music.
Yeah.
For them that's like music, but they took ownership of it.
Yeah, that's
And
that drum.
That's their drum.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
need to own our drum.
For us, what is so we mustn't say that, hey, you know, being African, being black, when for them they had to metal, well, da, 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 da. For us, we can sit in our room in a shack and you can go, and then you can just for us, God has made it so easy for us to literally, but if we know the business, then the only thing is that just know the business, because even them Germans had to know the business.
I was going to say, and remember, if someone is willing to pay you 20 million bucks for your idea or your music or where your music can possibly go, they're making a ton more than that. So learn the system, learn the matrix, because the 20 bar they're giving you is change.
It's change. And now going back to what we're doing now, SOL Distro, we're building this collective where we entrepreneurial. If we make this 20 bar as an example, when we make this 20 bar we bring all the artists together. We go, guys, do you know that Anglo is selling this or their shares here and this? So what we want to do, we want musicians to eventually start buying,
being JV ready,
JV ready. Significant, like have significant shares in JV things where like they go, who owns this company that does this? And they can, you know, it's like, you know what Black Coffee has done? I keep saying he's not the only one that can do it.
Yes.
As a collective, we could all do it.
Yes.
But we need to literally come together.
Yes.
You know?
And bring our value together and take it to get bigger value, because we're creating value.
Exactly.
We're bringing value.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
Where do we find you online, sir?
Find me on, man, you're so good at this. This is what you would do like on radio too. It's like, you know, it's here. You
We're
know?
here to sell, though.
You know, find me personally at Sia Medani, SOL Distro. Follow us at SOL Distro. SOL Distro on every platform. Slikour on Live. It's at Slikour on Live on every platform, and Twitter or X is Slikour on. And just watch this space. It's bigger than music, but music is the heart of it.
Shout out to you, my dude.
Thank you, man.
I've had respect for you from day one.
Thank you, man.
And you can only go far. Oh yeah, there's one question I never asked from our Slick 10.
Yeah.
Who was the one rapper in Skwatta Kamp everyone was afraid of when it came to bars?
No one was afraid of anyone, but I think
but deep down, like who were you all afraid to come after on a song?
We just knew that Flavor had to be last.
Yeah.
Flavor had to be at the bars at the end. You know what I mean? We're like, this put the show stop at the end. You know what I mean? We just knew that.
But I almost feel like Infa was almost like a secret weapon.
Yeah, you know. I
feel like you could underrate him or underestimate him, but he'd come in and he'd throw down and get out.
I think he came in with a lot of energy,
yes.
Right? And he was also like a secret weapon in the sense that the production, the visuals, yes. That's it. But we always, even Flair, were like, I'm gonna open this, you know. That's why on the Kings are back, you know. He goes, if we'll chicken and I eat it alone and give you the bone, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. That was the dynamic.
Shout out to you, my dude, and all the best.
G.
Like I said, I'm gonna log on to soldistro.co.za.
SOLDistro.co.za.
I'm gonna do that tonight.
No, it's not. I'll send you the link actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna log on. I'm gonna do a subscription.
Yeah.
And we'll upload some tunes to release with you guys.
I'll send you a link tonight.
Let's see how it goes.
Yes, sir.
From Kasi corners to boardrooms, he continues to flip the script. Sia Medani is about to leave the building. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wow, What a Week. Coming to you from Discover TV in 4 ways. It's been incredible. He's an incredible man, so we'll bring him back for a part 2 and a part 3 because, as always, we did a ton of prep and we didn't use 90% of it. But that's how it goes when you're dealing with people that think. You don't have to think too hard because the ball starts rolling. Nigga me, a nigga you. You know that, Mus. Nigga, please. Anyway. Sorry. I apologize. I get like this when I'm hanging out with rappers. We are done for the day. Shout out to Lati for the additional production. Keleso Modisakeng is our executive producer. Trevor and his crew at Pezulu Works for all of the cinematography. They make us look good. They make us sound good. And to you, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, and most importantly, interacting with every post that we make on social media. Till next week, have a wow week in spite of yourselves. We are out of here. Yes, no auto cue.